don't let nothing marinate. You get shit to the sauce, everything saucy. Listen, man. Let me get myself together. We're gonna come down here, cook up, and we go grab everything. Put my shirt on, because I'm gonna be up out of this joint. But you already know Conor Benn, Regis Prograis, Keyshawn, they just calls out Lamont Roach. Major news, major news, major news. Let's go. Let's go.
Big fish in the water, frog stop. I'm everywhere in the city, y'all not. I'm up 5 on you bitches, check the shot clock. Point 1 for the win, I'm in a hard time. I'm dancing on you bitches while I call shots. Big one.
Come on, don't do me dirty like that, man. Don't do me dirty like that, baby. Let me get myself together.
Sitting at the top, see the nosebleeds. Shorty hit my phone trying to roll E. Highlights, sports center, we on the floor, see. Action main hall, she adore me. Niggas hate a lot in the pain drawn. Off of my slots when the day's long. I spit the block, see that K talk. 17 full brick in that cane form. Bitch, I'm on game with the game caution. Rest in peace, your whole game with the game offer. You my target, motherfucker. Finger to the judge, cold-hearted motherfucker. VVS cut, stones white, motherfucker. Get ice, motherfucker. This the life, young sucker. Yeah, I turned 1 into 2 though. Drop black Benz, AMG 2 though. I'm getting rich, nigga, pardon me. Real street nigga, the hood honor me. Black and Mary jeans with his RT. Running up the digits with the offering. 6-figure deals plus marketing. Crushing all these bitches at the offering. Lay the foundation like a carpenter. And some footies like yay, we the mafia. Chip. 1-3. For all you niggas hating, here's a warning shot. I'm really in them trenches where you niggas not. Rolls from the slumbers, cops hit the block. Ducking from the D's when I flee the spot. 62 grams if a nigga flop. Drop it in the water, watch it all lock. Shorty hit my number, but she called block. Everybody not a gunner. Fraud stop. Got me
front line, what up, front line? A brother. Yeah, it's about that time, y'all. Everybody tune in, please tune in. I had to get myself together right quick. You know, it's about that time right now. It's about that time. Let's get it. Conor Benn, Regis Prograis. Keyshawn called out Lamont Roach. This is major for boxing, y'all. This is major for boxing. We got a goodie coming. Y'all already know what it is, man. You know what it is. We take the call on everything. You hear it? You know? Highlights, sports to the wheel, the floor, see? She adored me. What's right? Now, I was supposed to come back late last night. I was waiting on my co-host, but since my co-host ain't call, I was like, all right, we're going to fall back for the day. You know what I mean? We did an hour earlier, so it's about the hour right now, babe. Time to talk heavy. What the streets is missing and needed. Let's talk about it. Let's go. Shout out my brother Frontline. Hey, Front, what up? What up, man? Real street nigga, the hood honor me. Black and Mary jeans with his RT. Running up the digits with the offering. 6-figure deals. You know what I mean? I've been past couple days. I haven't been able to play on this game. Hey, I appreciate you. No, same thing I do, man. You know, when I hop in over there, y'all, I just want you know, I show the love. You know, long as I pull up and I'm watching y'all, that's all that counts. That's what I do for y'all. I do for y'all. We game all night. Shout out OTB Boxing. You know, shout out my guy Mill City. You know, I do the same thing for Mill too. You know, I go on both channels. Even when round one on, I go on there. I go on my laptop and my phone, and I hit it. I go on Facebook and I'll be on YouTube. Because, you know, if I get when I get something else, I'll go on Instagram. If you on Instagram, I try to show love both ways. You feel me? Excuse me, that shit sound crazy, right? But Facebook, YouTube, I show love. It's on Instagram, I show love. I'm hopping on it. You feel me? I'm hopping on there because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be happy once one of us, the people that's commentating boxing. You feel me? Like I love to see Mill City become an analyst or commentate boxing. I love to see you frontline or Edwin analyze or comment. I don't care if it's on any grassroots, any Shitland circuit, Zuffa, Misfit, Aid. I don't care. As long as one of us get in there, I can say, yo, we doing our job. You feel me? It's like we game all night. We game all night on one of the top streaming things. We can look at it like, yep, that's our guy. We did it, And one thing about me, y'all, if I happen to take off and land somewhere, I'm bringing everybody with me. Now, man, I ain't grow up with none of y'all. I'm bringing y'all with me. Why? Because I feel more safer. And what I mean by that is I feel more safer, because I'm messing with people that know the game, that know the sport. We not sitting here critiquing a certain fighter and being a fan of a certain fighter. No, we critique the whole sport. We love the whole sport of boxing. So I ain't got a favorite fighter. I love the sport, but at the end of the day, a lot of us get tricked out of the sport because, we keep forgetting that it's a business. When you got certain people like, the A side, B side, listen, that kid Bam Bam Ortiz, my boy, interviewed him a while ago. He hasn't turned pro yet, but he trains with Coach Nelson out of Orlando. His name is Brandon. Yes, his name Brandon Ortiz. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's turning pro, about to make his pro debut. That's why, you know what I mean? Because I came across him too on a interview, but that's why I've been watching him. I don't know. It's just like, I'm gonna keep it tall. All of the fighters I've been paying attention to come from Regis, like everybody in Florida, from Bam Bam Ortiz, Najee Lopez, and my two favorite guys, Darrell Blast Foul Saint and Unstoppable Gomes. Blast Foul Saint, Unstoppable Gomes is my two favorite fighters right now, bro. I don't know, and I just shout out to Zuffa Boxing who introduced Oswaldo Molina. I gotta see more of this kid. And one more, Emiliano Alvarado. That kid grew on me. Once I seen them switch on a kid Gant from Camden, New Jersey, I felt in love with the kid, man. I felt in love. I'm like, oh, Robert got a switch. Robert ain't even know that was about to happen. Robert ain't even know that's about. When he seen it, he like, oh, okay. And I love Robert as a trainer. I always did. Now, man, I always loved Robert as a trainer, but let me correct that. I always loved it. Big G techniques and training style. You seen it on his son Robert. Y'all seen it on Mike. Mikey was one of my favorite fighters. You know what I mean? I love Mikey, man. Got on local, interview him. I'll send you the interview. It was interesting because the way he compared himself. Bet, send me that, John. So I can like it. I'm gonna even post it up. I'm gonna post the clip up on my shorts. You know what I mean? I did with the Edwin situation. I'm about to do it again about the WBC, how these body sanctions. Now I'm gonna do it again, but hopefully, something happened. Because that's what it's about, man. It's about making boxing great again, man. And people got T.O. coming out here creating these false narratives. Look, you got your ass whooped by a Puerto Rican, half black American. I mean, you got your ass whooped by an American, dog. So don't never come out your mouth again and talk heavy. That's it. I'm not trying to hear the fight was rigged. Nah, you got your ass whipped. But, right now, I'm gonna get to the Shakur. I'm gonna get to the Conor Benn and Regis situation. But right now, this is a heavy, big topic. Keyshawn out the West Coast running around looking for D-Ho. Because they're not calling him Debo. Because the real Debo back, Tank back. But at the end of the day, we talking about D-Ho. You know what I mean? Shout out Devin Haney. Keyshawn calling him D-Ho right now. But to keep it tall, listen, I gotta keep it tall. It's not the fight for Devin. Everybody know what fight we want. The time is now. It's not later. The time is now. now. We need the biggest rematch in boxing now. It need to be a part of that 12 plus pay-per-view event. We need that fight now. Now. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Biggest unification bout as of today. We need that shit now. Because if you look at it, besides a Canelo Benavidez, a Benavidez Bivol, even Benavidez Zordo was a big fight. But Tank and Shakur, the only thing can stop over top Ryan and Devin Haney is Tank and Shakur. It's hands down. Or Tank and Devin. Or Tank and Ryan rematch. But we want to see Tank Shakur, Tank Devin. But you take Tank out of the equation because he's the real face of boxing. We want to see we want to see Ryan versus Devin. It's the biggest fight to happen right now. But since Keyshawn, even Shakur, with this Ryan situation, Devin Haney and Ryan needs to happen. But since Keyshawn called out Lamont Roach Jr., oh, that's a banger. That's a DMV banger. It's a big fight in boxing. Don't get me wrong. Hopefully Lamont don't get another draw, you dig, Ski? But as of right now, that's one of the great fights. But there's a big but. Shakur can steal that fight. And what's another crazy thing I came across, y'all? Why is certain outlets still labeling Shakur Stevenson a champion at 135? What they know, what we don't know about. Now, I'm watching a lot of people saying, he's still a champion at 135, and we sitting here like, damn, didn't he vacate? You feel me? And WBC had to come out, and they ain't put dirt on nobody's name. They just, ironed out the wrinkles. They iron out the wrinkles on your jeans and let them know, like, nah, man, that boy vacated. We gave him 15 days, y'all know what's going on, so we just going to leave it as that. But Shakur can definitely take that Lamont Roach fight, But for Keyshawn to call out Lamont Roach, and for Lamont Roach to go in that tweet and repost it and say, listen, Captain, let's make it happen. It was more than that. I'm just, spitting, to keep it more, hood shit, to let people know what's really going on. You can go check out the shorts, or you can go to Instagram, X. You can go on my channel, All Facts, No Opinion, Santos Boxing. Shout out Frontline, shout out Round One. When you go to a lot of people's shorts, you want to see that on people's shorts, what Keyshawn posts and what Lamont Roach posts. So let's make it happen, Captain. That's a great fight at 140. That's a good fight for Keyshawn. If Keyshawn look like he's staying at 140, but if he move up to 147, all of the title holders besides Devin and Ryan is occupied. But it seems like, Conor Benn already saying he's fighting Ryan in September. What the fuck is going on? Rolly's still out there. I'm going to keep it tall, man. When Floyd was coming back, I thought Floyd was going to fight Rolly. I really thought Floyd was going to come back and fight Rolly. Then it crossed my mind, like, the nigga's suing PBC. So, that ain't happening. That ain't happening, Captain. Now, man, that ain't happening, Captain. They running down on niggas like President Maduro. That ain't happening. Now, man. And people seeing a lot of changes is happening too. But I'm gonna get to those changes when we get to the Ben and Regis Prograis situation. Catch weight 150. But we here to talk about it, man. We here to talk about it. Shout out my co-host Santos Boxing. Shout out my brother Frontline. Shout out my guy Mill City Boxing. You know what it is, man. Shout out Round One. Timmy T. We game all night. OTB Boxing. What's up, my guy? You hear me? Ohio, stand up. All my Ohioans, stand up, man. Y'all know how it is, man. When you go to certain, I'm gonna say states, for like Pennsylvania, like Philly, Ohio, Shout out my guy Santos Boxing. He was on the phone talking about it. Michigan, you mentioned another city like, the whole DMV area, like we born fighters, we breeded fighters, we come out, we walk out that motherfucking front door, we already off the porch rumbling, off the steps rumbling. In Philly, we got porches and steps, but all of the houses are stuck together. You know what I mean? Hey, it is what it is though, right? But this is one thing I love about the sport of boxing is that, it's a global sport. So I'm here to correct certain things. Is when you got two of the biggest names fighting, it's a big fight in boxing. Now that's the biggest fight in American boxing. No, the fucking not. If Benavidez was to fight Canelo, that's one of the biggest fights in boxing globally. But people say, "Oh, it's a big Mexican fight because they Mexican and one of Mexican." No, nigga, it's a big fight in general in boxing. Like Shakur and Tio was one of the biggest fights in boxing, and nobody talked about it. But Conor Benn versus Regis Prograis, they trying to get Ben that knockout. They're trying to get Ben that knockout. Well, from Pete Dobson to both Eubank Jr. fights, right? No knockouts. And when you're looking at Regis, we seen Regis been through the mud. You know what I mean? A lot of people saying Regis is chinny. But Regis got the opportunity, to pull up an upset. But people like, yo, you tripping. If Regis really comes, and beat him, it's gonna be our first time seeing them at one. Really, not really, because at 140, they'll rehydrate up, so they coming in. So hopefully he coming like 160 something. Regis got the opportunity, to hurt him. He got power too. That's what people forget. Regis got pop. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Regis a 2-time champion? If I'm lying, I'm frying. But that I know of, I remember, he was a title holder. He ended up losing to Josh Taylor. I think he got another title and ended up losing it again. Yeah, he lost the title to Devin Haney. He did become 2 times, but he lost the title to Devin Haney. I remember he lost to Josh Taylor. He lost his title to Josh Taylor. And then he get one back, and he ended up losing to Devin Haney. So yes, I was correct. And see, like I tell y'all, when I'm mentioning certain stuff, I'm visualizing as it happened like that day. Like when Regis and Devin fought, I'm looking at the fight right now. I'm picturing the whole fight. So it was a great one. It was a good event. That one was a goodie. But hey, let's make it happen. It's happening. Regis, Conor Benn, everybody know this for Conor Benn to get a quick stoppage. And it ain't nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, you're barking up the wrong tree. You're barking up the wrong tree. Regis is the wrong tree to bark up. You feel me? Why choose Regis? Because you're thinking like, oh, okay, we seen him in his last fight with Jojo Diaz. We see second half Conor Benn can pull it off, and that's what these people are thinking. But you gotta get there, and it's all about, Conor gonna be strong. I don't know why people be trying to say Conor is not this and Conor is not that. It's crazy. It's crazy, Um, like for instance, I'm watching people saying Shakur will mock Conor Benn. How? 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 Especially if Conor Benn going back to that monster situation. How? It's just like me right now. I have a problem with. I really have this problem. I really have a problem with this Ryan Garcia being on. Oh, is Ryan Garcia on the juice? But your favorite fighter is a nigga that worked with Victor Conte, who the kingpin of juice. Nope. So I know why I ain't tripping. I know why I ain't tripping. Well, people need to understand what steroids is. Steroids help. It helps your endurance, your performance, your endurance. Same shit. It helps your stamina. You will never get tired. You will never get tired. That's what steroids do for you. Don't believe me? When ecstasies came out, yo, you take this ecstasy, you're gonna be fucking like for 24 hours. Next thing you know, everybody taking it. That's a PED. For instance, wasn't Ryan smoking weed in the Devin Haney fight? Like I'm doing now. I want y'all to think about that. Why his test ain't come back with marijuana in it? You dig me? Why wasn't Ryan Garcia test came back as marijuana? But Clarissa Shields don't smoke or drink, and her shit came back as marijuana when Vada and Victor Conte came to the rescue. You know, me, I love all of these fighters. Is that when I see certain people in your camp and you dealing with, you know, it hurt me. You know, it hurt the real boxing fans because we like, y'all don't need that. Like when I seen Bud go that route, I understood. I understood. You know, and this is what I want people to. You know, it could have been like some blackball blacklist shit. You know, Conte could have came in. You know, cause remember when Conte came in with Vada and all that, them niggas 2014 top rank, or majority all the top rank golden, but all these niggas was getting found with PEDs, bro. And me personally, it was bullshit. Wasn't none of them niggas on PEDs. Was it Robert Garcia, Bowman? None of them. Because you don't put when Bomac trained American pop like for the Devin Alexander in the fight, he popped positive. I think it was Devin Alexander or Jalen Love. It was one of those brothers. They look the same to me. I mean, ain't no disrespect. No, both of them motherfuckers look the same. I know when in 2014 when American fought them, he tested positive for PEDs. And then they went to the Bomac camp. But at the end of the day, that was when violence started. You know what I mean? And that's when I'm like, oh, these niggas lying. You see, you got Victor Conte here. You know what I mean? This nigga lying helped start this shit. The next thing you know, you start seeing all of these people become snack fighters. You dig me? Why you think Floyd wasn't a snack fighter? People don't know. In boxing, like Sugar Shane was one of the first. Pacquiao was the second. You know, because that's who Pacquiao was fucking with. He was fucking with Victor Conte. Remember when Floyd was like, I'm not going to fight him because you chilling with this guy? It was Victor Conte. You know? And that's the only problem I had with those brothers. Like, why y'all gonna work with him? Y'all don't need that. Y'all are super duper gifted, you know? But at the end of the day, when people run around still saying Ryan on that juice, is fucked up. It's bad. It's sad. Like, give that man his flowers. He looked it good, pitched a 12-round shutout, got a first round knockdown. He told you he hurted his hand. That's why he ain't kept pressing the issue, you know? But Shakur, you could have stopped Tio. You could have stopped Tio and you pitched a great performance too. Like, we got two great performances by two top elite A+ fighters. You know, and that juice shit we shouldn't be talking about. Because if people really want to mention juice, I want y'all to go back and check that Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia lawsuit. Go into details, the stenographer, look up the discovery, and I guarantee you it's going to come up Ryan tests negative for PEDs. That's how he won the lawsuit, and Devin Haney lost. I want y'all to go do y'all research, man. I'm a criminal. You feel me? I'm on house arrest. I'm a criminal. No, they already labeled me as a motherfucking. I'm a convicted felon. So, they label me a menace to my community. Because they couldn't label us in Pennsylvania a menace to society. You feel me? So they started saying a menace to community now. But it's still the same shit. And they would label me this as a juvenile. But the point I'm getting to is, what is Conte? What the fuck is Conte? So for us colored people, you can label us all types of drug dealers and killers. But if a nigga get convicted for steroids, then what the fuck is he? And you already know they gonna always say us colored people, well, y'all gonna keep committing the same crime. You think he ain't gonna do it? You think, all right, I got caught, so this time when I come home, I'm gonna help create my own doping agency. And did he do it? That's all I'm saying, man. Ain't no disrespect. I know I'm gonna get Zach, but fuck it, I'm keeping it tall, dog. You hear, Ski? Give me a second, y'all. No. So that's how I'm giving it up to standard on everything I said. Like I say, I ain't got picks. I ain't got a favorite fighter. I love the sport, you know. And yes, right now we getting robbed for a lot of big fights, you know, but we still getting cool cards, you know. You know, like Benavidez Zordo. That's a big fight. Big fight. Conor Benn versus Regis. You might not like it, but it's a big fight. Regis, two-time champion. Conor never been a champion, so he's fighting a two-time former champion. You feel me? Like, it's only right. Salute Regis. Salute Conor Benn. It's a big fight. Put respect on it, y'all. It's a big fight. And a lot of people was complaining, like, oh, he got 15 million, 16 million for a Regis fight. Bro, when a person gives you that type of purse, that means you're not going to make nothing on the back end. That's what I'm assuming. You feel me? And I need a lot of people to understand that. You know, when you worried about a big purse, that means you really don't know the business of boxing. Because you're just worried about the big purse. You're not worried about the back end. You got to learn the back end. Because once you learn the back end, Conor Benn could have said, nah, just give me 2 million. I'm going to pay my taxes with this. Then I probably would have made, he probably would have made 11 or that 15 in the back end. So if he looked at it, damn, I got 2 million, paid my taxes, plus this 15, I'm pocketed. But out of that 15, you got to break everybody down. See, when you deal with the back end money, you get that first lump sum, which is going to be light. That lump sum is paying for your taxes, your training, and your manager. You get them all out the way. For that back end money, you get to pocket all that shit. But you don't understand. And shout out Turkey though. Now listen, Turkey got to be listening to me. I respect you, Turkey. I'm glad, my nigga. I'm glad. Salaam alaikum. I'm glad, my brother. I'm glad for you. Because Frank Ward did break Riyadh season, then whatever they promised, they promised. But like I said, man, I always felt though, when Turkey came to the States and came certain places, he got in touch with the wrong people. And he started to see how they act. And he realized, like, damn, like, we nothing like that. So, you know, I'm going to push it in a different direction. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get far away from these motherfuckers. I see these niggas, it's a dog eat dog game, you know. Hey, Timmy T, what up? It's a dog eat dog game, and it is what it is. So at the end of the day, shout out Turkey, you know, and shout out Frank Warren too. But sticking to this Conor Benn and Regis Prograis fight, it's a great fight, y'all. It's a great fight for boxing, man. Ain't no complaining. Like who? Let's be honest. Who the fuck Conor Benn was going to fight on the Zuffa card? But even though it's still a Zuffa card, but it's on a Tyson Fury Makhnudov undercard co-main event. But who? Like, let's keep it real. Who was he going to fight? And especially, you know, he's cutting weight back down. So by him having a fight at 150 at a catch weight, then he cut weight back down to 147. That's cool. He's not killing himself. Fury and Benn on the same card will be a make. That's what I'm saying. Me personally, I'm not into Regis. As listen, but Timmy, Regis is a two-time champion. You know, Conor Benn fighting a former two-time champion. Regis is still a credible name, though. You feel me? Because we got to keep it taught. He's fighting Regis at a catch weight, so we got to put respect on it. Because now we see that, you know, nigga, you gonna go to 154, or you cut? Like, he's really saying he's going back down to 147. So at least he's giving us the second fight this year. Let him cut his weight, y'all. Let that brother cut his weight and put on. It's still a big fight. It's a big card. You know, in the UK, you know that shit gonna be blockbuster. Benn and Fury, same card. You know, both taking on affordable Tyson Fury, a tough, affordable opponent. You know, and people don't sleep on Regis. Regis got the opportunity to pull it off, y'all. Because we don't really know how he look up there in that weight. That's probably really his weight class, his walk around weight. So hey, we got salute Regis, man. That's all I can say. Salute Regis. You got the opportunity, man. You in a big fight. One of the biggest cards right now out in the game, just by Fury and Ben being on the card. Hey, we game all night. Shout out. Yeah. I'm coming out today too. So hopefully I'm trying to go get that VR. You know what I mean? Go get that motherfucking VR. Yeah, and then the other joint I'm gonna use when you're talking about. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm up in the hey, what's up? What's up? I'm looking at the what you call the situation. This Conor Benn and Regis Prograis. You know, it's a cool fight for both fighters, especially for Conor Benn for a Zuffa fight. You know, Regis is the affordable name. You know, a lot of people don't like the name, but who was he gonna fight? Blair Cos would have been a banger. Ooh, Timmy, ooh, that would have been a banger. That would have been a banger. I agree with you. But I'm saying is we know why they got Regis for it. They want Conor Benn to get a knockout. That's all I'm saying. They want him to get back on his knockout spree. And that's when I seen Regis, I said, you know, if Regis got he got some pop with him, but they want Conor to really get a motherfucking knockout. So hopefully. Yeah, Bird should sign with Zuffa because, like, well, who he still a Golden Boy or he by himself? You know, a free agent. He should sign with Zuffa, but that would have been a great fight for Conor Benn. You know, but I got a feeling, you know, they picked Regis so Conor can go back out on the knockout streak. You know, that's why I figured they picked Regis because we know in the second half of the fight, and it don't matter what half of the fight, we know Regis' chin is kind of chinny. You know, that shit suspect. So that's why when I seen the Regis fight, I said, all right, they going by the name, a two-time former champion, but they want the knockout. They want that KO bad. They want that KO bad. You know what I mean? And I got a gut feeling it's going to be a nasty one. You know, but if Regis end up knocking Conor out, that shit going to be crazy. 15 million down the drain. But I doubt that. I like Conor Benn as a fighter. You know, even with that fake ass PED Osterine shit, I don't believe none of that shit. I mean, when I hear Osterine, I be thinking of the 90s when I was a kid. But I respect. I mean, I like Conor Benn as a fighter. You know, he's one of my favorite fighters. He's been shit. Since Eddie Hearn and them came over here, this was like what? When the Zone gave Eddie Hearn that $1 billion when he came over here. And Conor, you know, when he signed Conor and I started to see Conor, I liked him. I'm like, no, he a beast. I mean, that motherfucker a machine. You know what I mean? That's hey, Timmy. You know what I feel? I feel as though Eddie Hearn already knew what was happening. So what they doing? They just playing good cop, bad cop type situation. But Eddie Hearn, no. Cause I listen to what Conor says. I don't listen to none of these other fucking like people trying to create narratives. I listen with Conor. Eddie's my guy. It don't mean what up, Eddie's my guy. Oh, that'd be good too. But ain't Herrera with Queensberry, and I think Cormel just signed with Pacquiao Promotions. I think because he's fighting Wilfredo at 147. Shit. This guy Cormel Moten having a fight at 147 on the Pacquiao his son card. You know he's fighting a guy Wilfredo and shit. You know. But for a one fight deal, I mean that's cool for you. You know that's cool for Conor. That's great money. You know that's great money. Oh yeah, let me put that motherfucking thing in the joint. I'm tripping. I'm tripski right now. I'm tripski. You know. But yeah, I don't know. I like Conor. It's not like Conor. to leave after one fight. Zuffa can now match whatever offer Ben gets. This, you know what I want to know though? What it look like it. You know, I think Zuffa got their own, like, you got Zuffa boxing with, you know, the fighters they sound like a tournament situation, and then I think they got Zuffa promotions. You know, that's what I'm believing. You know, because they signing names. You know, you can go to their site. They got majority of the fighters they got up there. You know, but signing De Los Santos, then Conor Benn right after. You know, that speaks a lot of value. Okay, you know, so I don't know. But like I say, man, you know, we getting boxing, y'all. We can't complain, man. You know, we just gotta enjoy what we getting and just proceed to continue, you know, to appreciate every fight we get. The way Ben said he wouldn't even call Eddie to let him know, I would think that bridge burnt down there. But you know what's so crazy, man? Yo, what up? What up? What up? You wanna know what's so crazy? What's that? I sir, what up? You wanna know what's so crazy to me is how Eddie Hearn from the BBC, talking about everywhere, McConnor been tested positive, etc. Eddie Hearn took all of those stones. He took all of those stones, and he ain't complained. Know what I mean? And he ain't never complained. You know. But that's what I'm saying. Eddie definitely could have stopped Ben. But you know what I was thinking? We game all night. Remember, he's still debating about Bam. So you think I mean, he trying to score that Bam situation. And what happened? Zuffa ended up stealing Conor Benn off. Oh, you know, because they was in talks. Zuffa and Bam was in talks because Robert Garcia is Bam manager. You feel me? But damn, you still one of his prized possessions that's really close to him. You know, he stuck his neck out for. That speaks a lot of value. But I don't know. Something my gut telling me like, yeah, listen, these niggas fooling us all. Eddie Hearn know what's up with this. He getting some money off this. Now, man, that's what I'm feeling. That's fact. That's a motherfucking fact. 15 million for a Regis fucking fight. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that shit diabolical, you know? I agree with you, Timmy. And they got him on the Tyson Fury card, co-main event. They know what they doing. Hey, Timmy, could. Is the Tyson Fury card, is that's a Queensberry? Do Queensberry got Frank got something to do with it? You know? But I want to know that, you know? Because I'm going to be real, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors behind this shit, man. You know what? Like the Eddie Hearn not knowing that Conor left. To me, I thought he did. Conor, you know, that's his man. Conor loves that guy too much, man. Just hearing certain interviews, people asking about Eddie and how the sincerity in Conor's voice, man. I'm saying, yeah, yeah, they definitely they can match whatever. Zuffa can match whatever. Zuffa can match whatever. They got the breed to do it. But Zuffa, I'm gonna be real. They just should come up with their own promotional company. You know, Zuffa Promotions. You got Zuffa Boxing. You sign your own fighters, put them over here. Then you got Zuffa Promotions. You still dealing with the body sanctions. You know, I will do that. He said Shakur Ben. I would. True that. You know, Shakur called him out. True that. Which is what Eddie should have did. And there would have been. It's on Netflix, right? Because I seen that it was on Netflix. You know, dang. I know it's on Netflix. Man. I don't know. Like, it's a lot going on, man. But all I know, it's a lot of publicity around Conor Ben. Good publicity, bad publicity. You know, we got the Zuffa signing, then the Eddie Hearn not talking, and now this Regis shit drop is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I love Netflix being in the sports shit. I wish Top Rank would have secured the deal with Netflix. You know what I mean? Yeah, Zuffa trying to take over the game. Yeah, sir. But I'm gonna keep it tall. Like I thought, Top Rank should have went Netflix route, unless they did behind the scene. But I'm hearing through the boxing guys, Top Rank and ESPN back into negotiations. They back into the game. I'm hearing. You know what I mean? You know. But I'm gonna keep it tall. You hear me, y'all? If Zuffa was to just say, "Listen, we Zuffa Promotions," they'd take the game over. How PBC came in, Zuffa come in and snatch all that shit. They'd come in and snatch all that shit. If Zuffa come with Zuffa Promotions, it's over. It's over. And that's what I'm trying. Listen, I hope they listen. Start Zuffa Promotions. You got your Zuffa Boxing. And listen, I always said this, right? I always said this before Zuffa threw on the first card. I said Zuffa should be like a tournament. You know how Top Rank through the Super Six? That's what I said TKO and Zuffa Boxing should do with Zuffa Boxing. You feel me? We get all of the Jones, but when it's a tournament come, you put all of these fighters over here. You feel me? You get all of the fighters from 147 to 154. You start a tournament. 135, 140. You start a tournament. You feel me? 160, 168. You start a tournament. 175, 200. You start a tournament. Heavyweight, super heavy. You start a tournament. That's what they should do. You feel me? But the cards they've been, especially Zuffa 3 card, I liked it. I felt the love with Molina, motherfucking Alvarado. Shout out Butte pulling it off. Like it was a lot of great fights on that card that I enjoyed dearly. I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised. But Zuffa, if they say Zuffa Promotions, it's over. That shit over. You know? And they can still mingle and deal with the other top promoters in the game. I will do that. I want the boxers to make the most they can, but I thought PBC in the zone when they first came in over. Yeah. But one thing about PBC mediocre fights, they was some great fights. You feel me? But when the zone came in, I'm gonna keep it tall, man. I'm gonna always keep this shit real. When the zone came in, niggas was hating on him. Niggas was hating on Eddie. When the zone gave Eddie Hearn that $1 billion and he came, like they would, like Golden Boy, PBC, Top Rank, they wouldn't give him the fights that like, yo, come on, let's get money together. They was hating on him. They was blocking him. To me, that's what I thought. And when you look at who the last nigga standing, well, they all still there, but now Eddie, y'all fucking with the zone now. Y'all all streaming on the zone now. Yeah, and that's true. That's true to me. A lot of fighters was never active. A lot, and a lot still not. A lot still not. But I wish Zuffa is great for boxing because the boxers will get more money either way. If they don't sign with Zuffa, that means their promoter matched the deal, and that gives boxers more. Yeah, it's a win-win situation both ways. You feel me? I'm looking forward to seeing that. Hey, Benito, J. Burrow Benito. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That Zuffa 3. Oh my God, that joint was lit ski. Benito, yeah. Hey, big dog, big dog, big dog. I liked it. I liked it. I liked it. He looked good. What was the guy name? Abel what? Maji, something like that. Jake Abel was first guard. And he looked strong and good. And then he had Freddie Roach, right? He had Freddie Roach in his corner, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. I remember when I seen him, I thought he was I thought he was the what you call that shit? I don't know. He probably Samoan or Hawaiian, something like that. But I liked it. You know? You know? But yeah, I like Jalil Hackett a lot. You know, I'm happy he over there. Hopefully he can get some more fights. He Hawaiian, right? I figured, oh, he nice. Yo, Jay Burrow, I liked him. He nice. He nice. Uh, I like him. He nice. But Jalil a dog. He's a dog. And I won't be surprised he'll be a Zuffa champion soon. He'll probably be a champion. He'll probably be the Zuffa champion soon. Because Jalil's strong. That kid's strong, man. Yeah, he beat another undefeated prospect. If I'm not, I think it was Abel Minch or something like that. I know the kid name was Abel something. Bro, that was a rumble though, but Benito was in his ass, beat dog shit out. Yeah, I be betting. Man, I be betting on FanDuel, man. I be losing all every day. Motherfuckers. You bet on a parlay, nigga need to grab 1 rebound or score 1 point. And he don't. Especially football season. Football season, this is what I did, y'all. I always bet it, right? I always bet it. I always bet it. What you call it? Like for to kick 2 field goals. The Tennessee fucking Titans. Cam Ward, when I see you, I'm gonna break your fucking hands. Real rap. But whoever the coach, I'm on your ass, nigga. You owe me parlay money. Because it makes no motherfucking sense. The first quarter, every time you get to the fucking red zone and you don't get in, instead of kicking a field goal and putting numbers on the board, you want to go for it. When I seen that shit, I said, man, you seen how y'all got Chauncey Billups? Get the fucking NFL because they fucking up the parlays. Then you hit, hey, listen, you got to send me the sauce. We game, you got to send me the sauce. You got to send me the sauce, my brother. Know what I mean? You got to send me the sauce. Well, right, I lost yesterday too. You know what I mean? Because I pay attention. Like, one thing about me, like basketball, I bet every team going to score 20 points in the quarter. I believe that. Or, you know how everybody want to shoot a 3, so I'm going to bet all you motherfuckers going to shoot 10 threes again. Bro, they don't. They get to 9 and stop. I like this shit red. This shit really red. And they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. I don't know. I'm betting on the Nunes and Navarrete fight. But I don't know. I just got a gut feeling. Like, I like Navarrete on this fight. I don't know, because to me, he one of them speaky motherfuckers. They found him in the speakies. They just seen him knock a nigga out, and they was like, listen, we need him. We need him. We signing him. We signing him. You know what I mean? But yeah, I see the UFC card. Who I picked? I'm gonna send you the person I picked. I forgot who I picked. I always try to bet on how the fight is going on the end. That's what I get wrong. The favorite doesn't get enough. Yeah, the favorite never get enough bang for his buck, man. Yo, only one time I hit, I was happy as shit. But I ain't make nothing. When Boots knocked Lima out. Because I always bet a first round knockout. And when that shit happened, like when Ryan and Barrios, I was going to bet it. When I sat here and watched Ryan knock him out in the first round, I got mad as shit. I said, man, he about to knock him out. I could have made some money. He didn't, though. So I was like, bet Ryan ain't doing it. Every week isn't a good week for the odds, but this last yeah, it's been wild. He always eats too much time. Yeah, and he drink that beer, you know what I mean? Yo, they found him in the speakies, man. They found that nigga in the speakies. Cool, bye. Okay. Yeah, they found that rat in the speakies. That motherfucker punch hard. He punch hard. No did he like but Sugar, Sugar kind of slick. I just like I like Manuel. I bet on Ryan by 9th round stoppage. I had Ryan shout out the front line, shout out the round 1 on the Nostradamus picks. I had Ryan stopping him in 10. Yeah, Ryan by decision was a huge. But I ain't bet it. No, I be betting on FanDuel, man. I bet on FanDuel. No, I should have went with that, but I ain't bad. I did I? Yeah, I bet on Gary for a knockout. I bet on Gary for a knockout. Oh, I bet on all these. All right, that's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm about to just start betting on decisions and just say fuck the knockout. But like with Conor Benn and Regis, I'm going with the KO. I got Conor stopping me, you know. But I'm gonna pick Regis. I'm gonna bet on Regis for a KO too. I bet both ways. Hey, what's Joshua Vargas doing now? Is he still boxing? I think so. You know, he just probably if I'm not if I'm not mistaken, he just probably on certain like Shitland circuits and certain back to club scene, you know, because you can go on his box record and he's still active and stuff. Oh my God, these people in the background outside drawing. Stick to over under. Money line or win by decision. All right, bet stick to over under our money line. Hey man, this fucking phone, man. Stack the parlays to like 3-5 and shoot for the moon. That that's what I do. Like for the like the 3-5 lady joints, those are joints I be betting with. You know, but on FanDuel, them UFC joints, they be like 8-9. So sometimes, you know, I just be hitting them. I only missed by one, but I was cool with that though. You know, I was cool with that. Well, who? Hey, we game all night. How you got tomorrow's card? How you betting on tomorrow's card on both cards? Now, man, cause I'm betting on UFC, but I just know whoever you picking, let me know. I'm gonna pick that way too. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go that route too, but I bet on FanDuel, so Pennsylvania FanDuel, that should be looking different from like Florida Jones and shit. This joint, man, Pennsylvania fucking crazy, man. Shit fucked up here. You know what I mean? Commonwealth, man. All they do want to steal your wealth, man. I'm keeping it tall, man. This shit crazy up here. But at the end of the day, ain't no place I want to be. Listen, y'all niggas need to be crazy. At least here in Pennsylvania, we good ski. Beating, well, not out in the county. I know Philadelphia, we good. Out in the county, shit. Get caught with a bundle. They roofing you like a kingpin. And assuming you make the bet, the better odds you get. The odds tank when lots of people throw money on a certain fighter. Yes, true that. That's but see, that's how I got to see how it goes, you know. Cause like early in the morning, I bet. You feel me? But I got to stay away from basketball because I always go to rain in buckets. I don't know why, you know. But sometimes when I shoot, like Devichenko yesterday, he could have got 8 rebounds. Bro, go get the fucking rebounds. Any other day, you want to do it? You want to get 10 rebounds or a double double, nigga? Do something today, nigga. I bet it, nigga. Do something. So when I see all you niggas, I want my money. I want my money. When I see the owner of FanDuel, nigga, I'm running in your pockets. I want my money. Oh, okay. But yeah, shout out to my cousin. You know, he fight Abel Ramos. You know, shout out my cousin Tamara Smalls, the Black Side of my family. You know what I mean? Uh, rest in peace, my cousin Shemaya. You know, yeah, he co-main event. You know, on the Sugar on the Sugar Nunez Navarrete card. You know, that's my cousin on the co-main event. You know, you know, my aunt had a baby by his uncles and them, you know, came in blood and marriage, you know how that is. Shout out cousin bring, you know, you already the WBA Continental champ, bring that shit back home to Philly, you know what I mean? So hold it down for us, you know. Oh, bet the day before. So it's best to bet the day, right? I'm gonna bet today then, you know. But yes, the co-main event tomorrow is gonna be a great fight. You know, Ty Capone, Tamara Smalls, you know, Abel Ramos, no great fight. You know, Abel coming to fight. And shout out to Emiliano. You know, Emiliano got a tough opponent in front of him. If I'm not mistaken, Quintana. That's a good one. Then you know you got Robert Garcia fighter. You know, up against the kid named Jordan. That's a good one. Cornales against Jordan. So we got a goodie tomorrow. We definitely got a goodie tomorrow. Yeah, I'm probably give it like 5 more minutes and I'm gonna get up on out of here. I gotta make a few rounds. Those Stephanie stock rackets fucking VR. You know what I mean? But I appreciate everybody pulling up. You know what I mean? You know what it is. But right now I'm gonna give my shout outs to everybody for pulling up. Be back tonight. We'll be back tonight. Plus I'm gonna hop on my other channel, but we definitely be back tonight. Shout out my brother Frontline. What up? Shout out Round One. Shout out Santos Boxing. Shout out my brother Timmy T88. You already know, Ski. We game all night. I serve. You know what I mean? Fast Life, OTB Boxing. Yeah, Fast Life Entertainment. My guy Herb Legend, my guy Yoda. Know what I mean? Said lock up the night in USC is Martinez over Rivera by decision. Rivera never been finished, but on a third fight losing streak. Moreno to win money line. Okay. And Elijah Pierce. Money line. Solid parlay. Bet. Say less. Say less. Martinez, Moreno, and Pierce. Bet. Say less. I'm on that. I'm on that. Taking that joint ASAP. I'm on that. Yeah. I'm on that. By KO or so. All right. Say less. I'm gonna bet 2 parlays on that. I'm gonna bet one by KO and one by the sub. By the submission, I'm gonna bet both of them. Just like the order you gave me, I'm gonna bet it just like that. Bet. Shit, I gotta make some money, you know what I mean? Gotta make some money. Because I remember last time I hit a wager, bro, they took that shit back. Oh man, I was on the ass. Like, yo, why y'all took my money back? I hit the wager. Oh, nah, bitch, I won. Do it. Do it. We're gonna pull up. You heard me, Gabe? We're gonna pull up. He's inactive on BoxRec. Wow. Wow. They ain't say when was his last fight? I thought I seen him fight like 2 3 years ago. It was like 23, 24 last time I seen him. I was at 22. Damn, these 2000s, like these 2020s going fast as shit. You know what I mean? We already about to hit 27. But I thought I seen him like 22, 23. I was around there somewhere. That's time be flying. 22, right? Damn, time fly. And then he lost that fight, right? I think he lost that fight. Oh, did he win? I think he lost that. Mm-hmm. No, but a lot of these fighters need to get active. Hey, Zuffa, listen, y'all trying to make money, go over there. When you got the opportunity to push and get more fights, and stay relevant and stay active. Shit, just by signing over there, you're gonna become a big deal. And what I mean by that, the world gonna be talking, yo, nigga just signed a Zuffa. Such and such, we ain't seen such and such years. Then when you get there, you put on a spectacular performance, then what? Yeah, he lost, yeah. That's the fight, yeah, all right. Damn, I ain't heard Dakota in a while neither. You know? One thing I'ma say, and I always say this, man, if you want to stay active in the game, he got KO'd. When you want to stay active in the game, best thing to do is start your own promotions. Come in the game with your own promotion. Whatever you want to name your promotion, come in the game with your own promotion. Why? Because now you just dealing with the promoters. You ain't got to worry about signing a certain fight deal. That's why I respected Devin Haney out of all of them. He came in the game with his own promotional company, DHP Promotions. And it doesn't matter. You got to deal with my promotion. Listen, same way we dealing with each other like that. You're not dealing with me as a fighter. You're dealing with me as a whole entity, nigga. Put respect on my name. And a lot of you fighters, you so worried about getting signed to a such and such. All right, it's cool. But if you got the money, you got a job, create your own promotional company. Start your LLC, then you go from there, however it goes. But at the end of the day, come in the game with your own promotional company, like probably 4,500, 5,000 to have you good straight. Know what I mean? But that's the best thing to do, man. That's the best thing to do. Then you can sign your own fighters. You get funding. You can throw on your own cards. Know what I mean? You see Boots. You see how Boots getting money with Eddie and them, with Tamir on the card. Know what I mean? Tamir, my cousin, is the WBA Continental Champion. You feel me? Look, co-main event fighting Abel Ramos tomorrow. And that's what I respect about PBC, because they was letting your brand eat. It was letting your promotional company eat, especially off the back end. But if you know, you know. You feel me? Papaji. If you know, you know. You know what I mean? But thanks for everybody tuning in, popping up on me, man. We'll be back later. But hey, we game all night. Do the live commentary. I'm up on out of here. About to get up on out of here. See y'all later. Dollar.